Good morning to all. A very warm good morning to all. I am Fateh Shillar, faculty from Department of Civil Engineering from Jain College of Engineering, Belagavi. It's my pleasure to welcome all the participants for the today's webinar that is on My Story Innovational Session on Successful Innovator. This webinar is organized by the Jain College of Engineering, Belagavi in association with the Institution Innovation Council. I welcome the eminent resource person, Dr. Arun M. Isloor, sir, professor and former head, Department of Chemistry, National Institute of Technology, Surathkal and Mangalore. Sir, welcome, sir.
Thank you, Dr. Fateh. Thank you very much.
Sir, thank you, sir. Sir, I'm not doctor, I'm just assistant professor.
Okay, Professor Fateh, don't worry. Soon you will become doctor, don't worry.
So, thank you, sir. If your blessing are there, definitely, sir. I welcome Professor, I welcome Principal and Director of Jain College of Engineering, Belgavi, Dr. J. Shivkumar, sir.
Thank you.
I also welcome IIC Convener, Jain College of Engineering, Belgavi, Dr. Sanjeev Sanghvi, sir.
Thank you, sir.
So now, let me give some brief introduction about the resource person, Dr. Arun M. Isloor, sir. Education qualification, sir has completed MSc in Applied Science from Mangalore University. PhD from Medicinal Chemistry from Mangalore University, postdoctorate from Technion Israel Institute of Technology. Sir has teaching and research experience of 17 years. And their research interests are as follows: the membrane technology, medicinal chemistry, organic electronics, nanomaterials, X-ray X-ray crystallographic organic synthesis. Sir has published 265 articles. Sir has attended 70 plus conference. Sir has a H index of 44. And sir has presently the citations of 6,038. And US patents awarded are 3 in number. And Indian patents awarded are 1 in number. And in Indian patent which are filed are in 5 in number. Sir has been author for several books. Few which I'm going to list it now are as follows. The first one includes Green Sustainable Process of Chemical and Environmental Engineering and Science. The first one. The second one is the Advanced Nanomaterials for the Membrane Synthesis and its Application. And the third one is Inorganic Medicines. Sir has guided 17 PhD students and currently seven more are working under them. Still more, the special achievements of the sir are as follows. Sir is within top 2% of the scientists in the world, which has been surveyed by the Stanford University during 2022. Sir was received the Best Teacher Award by securing the second position in the science which was being given by the Akademistan during 6th September 2021. Sir was awarded with Sir C.V. Raman Young Scientist State Award in Chemical Science on August 6, 2018. Sir was selected for award of Center of Excellence in Membrane Research by the VGST, Government of Karnataka, during 2014 December for an amount of 60 lakhs. Sir is within top 5 researchers in India as per the Scopus survey held during March 2014. And Sir received the Certificate of Excellence in Reviewing European Journal of Medicinal Chemistry and also Desalination Journal of Elsewhere. Sir received the Young Scientist Award from the Board of Research in Nuclear Science, Department of Atomic Energy, and the Government of India on February 2009. So this was a small introduction about Dr. Arun M. Isloor, sir. Now I would like to ask our principal, sir, Dr. J. Shivkumar, sir, to address the participants and also our resource person. Sir, over to you.
Thank you for that.
Yes.
Warm greetings to all of you. At the outset, on behalf of Jain College of Engineering and on my personal behalf, I wish to extend a very warm welcome to today's resource person of the webinar, Dr. Arun Isloor. Just now we heard a Fateh Ali told small introduction, right? Sir's work is enormous. So plethora of work Sir has done and he has received awards. Sir, we are very fortunate to have you with us. And I wish and hope the participants of this webinar definitely will be benefited by your motivational words. And I know, I definitely know. So your motivational words definitely motivate all our participants, and they will take it, and it acts as a cue, and they will take up some more positive works. And on behalf of Institute again, I wish to extend thanks and warm welcome to you, sir. And we wish to associate with you in future also, any such events. So definitely, again,
Sure.
on behalf of this one, I wish to extend thanks and welcome, sir. Thank you.
Okay. Sir, thank you, sir, for addressing our resource person and the participants. Now I would like to request Dr. Arun M. Isloor, sir, to begin the session. Sir, over to you, sir.
Thank you, Professor Fateli. Thank you, Professor Shivkumar, sir, for this kind invitation and arranging this interactive session on the topic intellectual property rights. In fact, Dr. Sanjeev, almost I think more than a year. So he was our alumni only from a PhD from NITK in civil engineering department. And since last 14-15 months back, he was regularly asking me once in a month or once in twice. He used to ask me, request me, sir, one talk you have to give. So then ultimately, I think this is the time we have opted. Both of us selected this particular timing. So thanks to the Dr. Sanjeev, the IIC, the intellectual property team of the Jain College of Engineering and the Department of Civil Engineering for organizing this one, as well as giving me this opportunity.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
And sir, sure, we look forward for to do the any collaborative research at NITK Surathkal. And also, just let me give this information. NITK Surathkal has recently started the Center for Research Facilities, CRF, with a budget of about 80 crores, which was actually a loan which was given by then MHRD Ministry. And under that, we have procured almost all the highly sophisticated instruments which are required mainly for the characterizations, or it may be for the manufacturing processes, both for science as well as engineering faculties and the researchers. So these instruments are highly useful. So you can refer, all of you can refer the NITK CRF in the Google, where you will get the list of the instruments, and it is open to all the researchers across the India, as well as from abroad also we receive the sample. So please make use of the CRF facility of NITK for your ongoing research. Without making any further delay, let me share my slide. Share my screen. I hope this is visible.
Yes, sir. Presentation is visible, sir.
Yeah, thank you. So when I received the invitation from Dr. Sanjeev, then I thought since it is from this particular talk has been coordinated from the IIC, that is the patent cell of your organization. So I thought let me speak on the introduction of the intellectual property rights and its functioning in India and why it is required in the academic institutions. So as a preamble to this, let me give some statistics. During the year, I have the statistics of during the year 2019. Okay. So as per that, this report, which was published during the year 2019, across the globe, the highest number of patents which were filed during the year 2018, that report came in the year 2019. So accordingly, during the 2018, the highest number of patents which were filed by China with about approximately 7.6 lakhs, which were filed by China alone in the across the globe. And that is only during the 2018. And
Sir,
then, yes,
sir,
please.
sorry to interrupt you, sir.
No
Sir,
problem.
kindly make that slide to be full screen, sir. It will be much better for visibility.
Okay. I think now this is fine, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Then the second one, I'm not moving any slide right now, just the presenting this statistics, and then I will change the slide. Then the second position is which comes to United States with almost about sorry, the first one was China is with about 4.6 lakhs. Okay. Then the second one with the United States with about 2.9 lakhs of patents, 2.9 lakhs of patents, which were, that means 2,09,000 and odd. And the first one with the China with the 4,60,000 and odd. So this is the second one. And the third one was the Germany, and then the Japan, and our Indian position. We were in the number 7 with the total patents which are filed about hardly 49,000. We are in the number 7 in the global ranking of the patent filing with about 49,000 during the year 2018. Whereas the China is with number 1 position with about approximately 4,60,000 and odd. That means almost we are hardly 12% or 13% what China has filed the patents. So that is our position. Now this statistics slightly variation is there, slight variation, but we are almost in the similar, more or less in the hardly some, there may be some 10-15% variation in this statistics after about 2 years, but still we are in the 6th or 7th position in the global level. And for your kind information, the faculty, if you compare all these statistics, whether the research or the economical statistics of China and India, the geographically we are almost we are actually much better, and also we have the much better resources. And then about 25-30 years back, both India and China economically also we were almost at the same position. And in terms of geographical positions or the availability of the natural resources also, we are much better. India is much better than China in terms of availability of the natural resources or highly brilliant and dedicated researchers. And one more thing, a faculty, a professor who is getting a salary in China, okay, that is equivalent to or slightly lesser than an associate professor who is drawing a salary in India. So in spite of all these things also, we are in the much lower position as compared to China. So that means we need to analyze ourselves why we are lagging behind. So one main reason is it is the lack of the, even though we have hardly, we have sincere, dedicated researchers, availability of the resources or whatever it may be, but there is a lack of interdisciplinary research. So if we can boost this interdisciplinary research, then within few years we can be number 1 in the, not only in the Asian continent, but across the globe we can go for the, we can with the number 1 position. So now the need of the hour is the interdisciplinary research. That means between the sciences. So these many years we were only the science people or the science faculties, science researchers, only they are focusing in their domain itself. Similarly, the engineering people also, they were just focusing in their domain. But with this interdisciplinary, like the science, engineering, and the medicine, if these work together, if we can work together, then definitely we can be in the number 1 position. So this is just, I request all the researchers, at least in the futures, whenever you are carrying out your own independent research, so think of doing the interdisciplinary research along with the science and as well as medical as well as any other paramedical courses. And let me give this, let me begin with this particular slide. This is given by the quotes by a very famous scientist. He's basically a physics person. Later, he turned as a successful entrepreneur also. I have not failed. I have just found 10,000 ways that won't work. So this is by Thomas Alva Edison, who was the inventor of the electric bulb. Who is inventor of the electric bulb. And while developing this electric bulb, he conducted as many as 10,000 plus experiments which were actually failed. He conducted 10,000 plus, more than 10,000 experiments, and all these were failed initial days. Only after conducting some 10,000 plus experiment, then on one fine day, the bulb started glowing. In spite of failing in those 10,000 plus experiments, see the patience, it is about 10,000 experiments, the same type of the repetition of the experiments with the different conditions. So in spite of those initial failure also, he is not ready to accept that. He is not ready to give up. So he said, I have not failed. I have just found 10,000 ways which were not working. Right? So what message our researchers can take is, when we conduct any experiments during our research or whatever it may be, if we fail in the first attempt, some of us will go for, only some of us will go for the second attempt, and then if it is not successful in the second also, then very few of them will go to the third and maybe fourth, and then after 4 or 5 experiment failure, then we just leave it there itself. So be patient and continue your effort and continue your experiment or the research until you achieve the success in your field. Okay. So if you get some time, you go through the biography of this great person. And during his initial days, he could not able to go to the school also. He was removed from the school in the initial days, in the initial years. And still in his name, about 1,090 plus, more than nearly 1,100 US patents are in his name. Okay, so go through his biography whenever possible. It's a highly inspirational to all of us. So the contents of today's talk, of course, we started around 11:10. So accordingly, I will continue till about 12 o'clock, and then about 10 to 15 minutes will be for the interactive session. I'll try to, because too many slides are there, I'll try my best to complete by, because the time which was given was totally 60 minutes. So accordingly, at least for about 50 minutes, I will present this slides, and my presentation will be there. And then some 10 minutes, and if the organizers permit, then I don't mind to continue the interactive session still long also. The history of the intellectual property, I'll just skip that particular part. And then the World Intellectual Property Organization, it is called as a WIPO. What are the roles and the functions of this WIPO? And then intellectual property in India, its offices and roles as well as the function, and how to file a patent application, how to file a copyright application, what is meant by trademark and the design, and then how they can be filed. So these are some of the contents. And the main objective is to give a general introduction to the concept of the intellectual property rights and their importance in the academia. So there are, as you know, different type of the properties. So one is movable property, like any of our vehicles or the car, motorbike, bicycle, or any such things, or the pen or the furniture, dress. So that means which can be easily movable from one, which can be carried from one place to the another place. So which are nothing but the movable property. Then the second one is immovable property. That is the land. It is either it may be the agriculture land or non-agriculture land, building, apartments, commercial complexes. So these come under the immovable properties. And then what we are going to discuss today, that is about the intellectual property. This is nothing but the literary works and the inventions related to the literary works as well as the inventions. So the nature of this intellectual property, this is for the creation of the human mind. That is nothing but the intellect. So the name is intellectual property. So it is for the creation of the human mind, and it is a intangible property. Exclusive rights will be given by the statutes. So the statutes at the national level as well as at the international level, which is nothing but the WIPO already, which I mentioned. So as per the those statutes, either the international statutes or the national statutes. So based on that, certain exclusive rights will be given to the inventor. So that is the exclusive rights given by the statutes, and attended with the limitations and exceptions. And these are actually all these intellectual properties. These are time bound as well as territorial. That means which are restricted to the certain regions, depending upon again the geographical indicators, or if it is a patent. So I'll come to the geographical indicators at the later stage. So these are territorial, like which are restricted to one particular nation, like it's an Indian patent, or similarly the Canadian patent or US patent, or the globally also we can file. So these are the territorial, based on the what type of innovation is there. Based on that, one can go for the different type of such filings. The definition, I hope by this time you might have got some basic information or the basic knowledge related to the patent. So the intellectual property, it shall include the rights which are relating to the literary or the artistic and the scientific related works. Then the performances of performing artists or phonograms or the broadcast, the invention in all the fields of the human endeavor, scientific discoveries, industrial designs, the trademarks, service marks, and the commercial names as well as designs. So for all these trademarks, designs, I will at the later stage I will be covering, giving more information about that. The protection against the unfair competition, and all other rights resulting from the intellectual activity is in the industrial, scientific, literary, or artistic field. So this is the long definition which was given by the WIPO or from the WIPO convention. So it is entire thing is, it is such a long, very vast definition which was given for the intellectual property or to the IP. And of course, there are different international treaties are there, which again define this the patent or the intellectual property rights. Of course, I'm not going any more details related to that. To highlight some of the such important international traits in our history. So they are one is the Paris Convention for the Protection of the Industrial Property during 1883. Then similarly, Berne Convention for the Protection of Literary and the Artistic Work during 1886. The International Union for the New Varieties of Plants. So it's from the 61, 72, then 78 and the 91. Then Convention on Biodiversity during the 1992. Agreement on trade-related aspect of the intellectual property rights during the 94. International Internet Trades during the 1996. So these are the few of the international trades. So we are not going any further more information related to those historical part. The major intellectual properties, they are related to the copyright and related rights. Then industrial properties such as maybe the patents or the industrial designs or the trademarks, geographical indications, then the layout designs or the topographies, integrated circuits, trade secrets. A trade secret that is also considered as the one of the intellectual property itself, which comes under the industrial property specifically. Then protection of the new plant varieties. So these are under the industrial properties. Of course, in India also, this intellectual property are different. The laws which have been implemented related to the IP. So a few of such acts which were actually came into existence. One is about the Copyright Act on 1957. So it is in the from the ministry or the higher education. The Patents Acts during the 1970s. Similarly, the Designs Acts, the Trademark Act.
I request the participants to kindly mute your mic. I request the participants to kindly mute your mic.
The geographical indications of the goods, the semiconductor integrated circuit layout. So this was actually during 2000, during the year 2000, particularly related to the integrated circuit boards or the IC boards, whatever we call in any electronic devices or in the equipment. So for that also, our IP law has covered that also. That is nothing but the IC or Integrated Circuit Layout Design Act. So it is specifically for the professionals of electronics. Then the protection of plant varieties and for the Farmers Act Farmers Right Act. This was during the 2001. Then of course the history of this one, the overall at the global level, if you can ask me, the statute of monopolies was an act of during the year 1623. This is from the it was passed from the Parliament of the England during the 1623. So it is not at all a new one. It is there from past 4 to almost more than 4 centuries. The concept of this intellectual property is there. Of course, in India, it came in during the 1957, as you have seen. Then the World Intellectual Property Organization, which is nothing but the WIPO. So this is one of the 16 specialized agencies of the United Nations. So United Nations, or what we call as a UN, so they have the 16 different specialized agencies. So among that, WIPO is also one of the agency under the United Nations. So this was created, the WIPO itself was created by the United Nations during 1967. And main objective is to encourage the creative activity to promote the protection of the intellectual property. It is not only just US or in Canada or in any other Western or in European nation, but it is throughout the world. And WIPO, currently WIPO is having 184 member states. Means 180 administrators of Geneva, Francis Gehry, who took office in the, during the October 1st, 2008. Then the role of this WIPO is mainly to promote the, already as I mentioned, the promoting the filing of the patents or the intellectual property related things. So IP means it is not only just the patent, but the designs and the related to the plant it may be, or the all these things will be covered under that. Of course, I don't want to repeat it again, the functions of the WIPO. The activities again, they will assist the assistance to the developing nations, settling international norms and standards for the protection of the intellectual property and registration activities, And also if there are any disputes between the different countries related to the IPR, intellectual property rights, so they will try to solve that. For example, you may be aware, a few years back, the turmeric, which was a traditional in India from past several thousands of years. Traditionally, it was used as a medicine in our country since last several thousand of years. Unfortunately, about a few 15, 20 years back, the United States, USA, America, so they tried to have the patent on that. And of course, the patent was actually initially they took the patent on that. And after that, our people, we realized this one, that already United States they have taken the patent on that. Then we have our government, in Indian government, illegally they have initiated the process to take it back. Then we were successful in getting the patent again in the name of our country itself. So in such type of the disputes, any such type of the disputes between the in different countries, so that will be taken care by the WIPO. Of course, these are the, in Indian Patent Office and the roles as well as the functions. The Patent Office functions under the, let me give the structure of this one, how it functions. In our country, there are 4 patent office. One is in this one, the Mumbai, then Chennai, and then Kolkata, as well as Delhi. So these are the 4 patent offices in our country. So all these were under the control of superintendents and control of the Controller General of the Patents. Controller General of Patents, Designs and the Trademarks. So short form as a CGPDTM, Mumbai. So under his or her control, the entire patents in India will be controlled. The office of the CGPDTM is a subordinate office under the Department of Industrial Policy and Promotion. That means it comes under the Ministry of Commerce and Industry, Government of India. And the patent office, it discharges its statutory functions in accordance with the provisions of the Patents Act 1970, as and when any amendments are there, which will be implemented in that, and the corresponding patent rules 2003 and the Designs Act 2000 and corresponding Designs Rule 2001 respectively. And the grant of the patent confirms the which confers upon the patentee where the subject matter of the patent is a product, the exclusive right to prevent the third parties who do not have his or her consent from the act of making, using, offering for sale, selling, or importing for those purposes that product in the India. And where the subject matter of the patent is a process, the exclusive right to prevent third parties who do not have his or her consent from the act of using that process and from the act of using, offering for the sale, selling, or importing for those purposes the product obtained directly by that process in India. So the registration of a design which confers upon the registered proprietor the exclusive right to apply a design to any article in any class in which the design is registered. Okay, so these are the again the overall functions. Let me go in the next slide without spending any more time on that one. So after this, now let me ask one question to you. What is a patent? So technically we can give the following definition. A patent is an exclusive right granted for an invention which is product or a process that provides a new way of doing something or offers a new technical solution to any of the existing problem. Of course, in our country, even in academics or even in industries also. Now in the last recent few years, we have getting some information and we are enriching our knowledge related to this one, and we are understanding why this is required, what is the importance. Otherwise, but still, most of the industries as well as even in the academic institutions or including the universities also, where the faculty members or the researchers or the students or the scientists in the industries, still they are not aware about the importance of these patents. But in United States, it is not like that. Even at a student even before reaching the bachelor any course or bachelor degrees, so the student are there, they are aware about the patent and they know the importance of that. So I hope the IIC cell will make awareness of on these intellectual properties rights, at least in your institute, all the students. So the moment when they come out with their bachelor degree or master degree, whichever degree, so they will be aware of the importance of the IPR. So my request to the coordinator as well as the principal to always give awareness to your bachelor students about the IPR related issues. Because for everything in the US, if on one particular product, if there is a patent is there, and if you start mimicking that or duplicating without paying the royalty or without the approval from the original patent holder, then legally you are not supposed to do that. There will be huge fine. In legal issues are very complicated in US, and they will be considered it as a very serious offense. Any such breakage, any violence in those things, any who violate those norms, the patent norms or the IPR norms, which will be considered as a very serious issue. But unfortunately in India, nothing. If in the market some one particular design or one particular model or some working model or anything, any useful article it is there, very next day the duplication will be done in the name of some XYZ company, and then they start selling. But in US, United States, it is not like that. So it is an offense in India also, but our authorities, we are not serious because of the lack of awareness in this particular area. And the limited monography right, which is the monopoly right granted by the state, which enables an inventor to prohibit another person from manufacturing. Suppose I have developed and suppose an water purifier. Okay. And then the same water purifier, if I release in the market, very next day, the other people, they will copy that and they will also come out with such type of the water purifiers. Suppose if it is patent protected, in such case, nobody can touch your product. Means nobody can manufacture, nor they cannot commercially sell it without the approval or without paying the royalty to the patent holder. Okay, and generally, so this is true in the case of all the pharma drugs which are available. The patents, generally, it is granted initially for about 20 years. So after 20 years, it will be in anybody can manufacture that. So if we develop one drug molecule, up to 20 years, I will be having the right on that one. So up to 20 years, nobody can manufacture or nobody can copy that particular product or the tablet or whatever it may be. If they pay the prescribed royalty or with the approval, only they can manufacture. But once the 20 years term is over, then anybody can manufacture, anybody can copy, and anybody can do. So generally, any of the product when it is patented, so the patent holder, they will try to get the benefit or the financial benefit or the royalty up to 20 years they can get it. They can enjoy up to 20 years. So after 20 years, nobody can bind you from copying or mimicking or manufacturing or selling of that one. Anybody can do that. What can be patented now? In our day-to-day life, we come across with the several things, right? So now the question arises whether all these things can be patented. So what can be patented? The invention in all fields of technology, whether products or processes, if they meet the criteria, so mainly these following three criteria should be there. One is novelty. It should be something innovative, something new type. Okay, that is the novelty. Second one is non-obviousness. It should be non-obvious. Means it is not easily preparable. That is the non-obviousness. And then there should be industrial application and the utility, or the utility should be there. Means you must be in a position to manufacture or to produce in a large scale, industrial scale, or industrial application should be there. Then only it can be patented. So if these three criteria are satisfied, now anything you can patent it. Okay, anything. It may be the food item also. If you develop it with the something with the innovative type of the food, if you are preparing, that also can be patented. The conditions of patentability. So one is the novelty, invention not known to public prior to claim by the inventor. The novelty is in the sense, whatever you are claiming, the product for the patent, so it should not be known to the public earlier. It should be entirely the new term. Inventive steps. Invention would not be obvious to a person with ordinary skill in the art. And then industrial application, inventions can be made or used in any useful practical activity as distinct from the purely intellectual or aesthetic one. The grant of patent, the patents are granted by the national patent offices, as I mentioned already, the 4 offices in our country. So through them. And there will be examinations of your applications. So all these things will be taken care. And then the average period in India to file for the grant of a patent is nearly 4 years. Of course, sometime in first year, 1 year also, the patents can be granted. It depends upon all these previous 3 points which I have mentioned. Novelty, if it is highly novel, very much useful, industrially also very important, non-obvious, then within 1 year also the patent may be granted. Or on an average, it is about nearly 4 years has been considered in India. And in India, provision exists for pre-grant and post-grant opposition by the others. And they are valid within the territorial limits of the country. So Indian patent, it is restricted only within India. The moment when you cross the Indian territory, in other countries, I mean in the abroad, this is not at all, your patent doesn't have any value. So on a product which you are claiming a patent in India, that will not having any value. In Sri Lanka, that same thing can be manufactured. Or in other country, any country, it can be manufactured. So they are valid within the territorial limits of the country, and foreigners can also apply for the Indian patents. Suppose if they wish something, if they feel that in India only that particular product is having a market, then they can file the patent in India, so that any company or nobody can manufacture it in India without their approval or without paying the royalty. Then the inventions which are not patentable. One is an invention which is frivolous or which claims anything, obviously, contrary to the well-established natural laws, which cannot be patented. So for example, the machine which is giving more than 100% performance, is it possible? It is theoretically and it is not possible, right? So that cannot be patented. Perpetual motion of a machine, not possible. Which is the Newton's law of gravitation, which is well documented. It's a well proved also. Newton law of gravitation, something which is against the Newton's law of gravitation, which cannot be patented. Then similarly, for your kind information, some of the items which are against the humanity or against the human society or against the environment or the nature, so which are not possible. Of course, it may satisfy all these things. It can be, it will be a completely novel or the complete of innovative material or innovative device or the something, and it can be non-obvious, and also it can be commercially also, which is having the lot of importance or industrial application is there, but still it is not possible in these cases, at least in India. That is a machine whose primary or intended use or commercial exploitation of which could be contrary to the public or to the human society or morality, or let me go to that. Sorry. Yeah. Morality, which causes a serious prejudice to the human, animal, or plant, or to our environment, or to the health or the environment. Like the gambling machine. In India, at least it has been prohibited. Means you cannot file a patent on that. There are other countries in US or the other countries where it is permitted. But in India, the Indian Patent Act, it is not permitting the above items. Gambling machine. It is against the society, right? It is against the human society. It can destroy the society. So the gambling machine not permitted. Device for house breaking. Something, a small, very small, simple device, which can break an entire apartment or a constructed house. Not possible in India. Biological warfare material or the device using the microorganisms for the biological warfare. In the US it is permitted, but in India it is not there. Terminator gene technology, using the gene technology producing the different type of the new animals. In India not permitted. Embryonic stem cells related, again related to the biology or the genomic related research. So these are not patentable in India. And then the mere discovery of a scientific principle or formulation of an abstract theory or the discovery of any living thing or non-living substrate occurring in the nature. Some living organism in the, suppose, which cannot be patented. Then the discovery adds to the human knowledge by disclosing something not seen before, whereas the invention which adds to human knowledge by suggesting an action resulting in a new product or new process. Example, the Archimedes principle, the superconducting phenomenon as such, which is not patentable. However, an apparatus or a method for technological application which may be patentable. Similarly, the mere discovery of a new form of a known substance, which does not result in the enhancement of the known efficacy of that particular substance, or the mere discovery of any new property or a new use for a known substrate, or of the mere use of a known process, machine, or apparatus, unless such a known process results in a new product or employs at least one new reactant, which is not possible. Then the mere arrangement or rearrangement of the duplication. Suppose we already know the bucket, right? Also, we know the torch. But in the market, you are not getting a bucket where which is fixed with the torch, which is not available. So if you make an arrangement that on that bucket, if you are fixing that torch, that is something new thing, but it is not patentable because both these things are known. You are just rearranged it. Similarly, a umbrella with a fan, an umbrella with you are fitting with a normal battery operated fan. Just you are fixing it. Battery operated fans which are available, you are fixing it. That cannot be patented. Or a clock with a radio in a single cabinet. It's not possible. A flour mill provided with the saving. Because it is nothing but the 2 or 3 different things we are just mixing together and we are making. So that cannot be patented in India, which is not patentable. Now let us say I think another 7 or 8 minutes for me. I don't know whether I'll able to complete this thing. Yes.
Sir, you can continue, sir. There is no time want for us. We can listen till the evening. We don't have any issue.
Oh, till the evening. Okay. Okay. I don't go till evening or even your lunch timing also. I don't want to affect it. But I'll take some additional timing. So thanks for giving this additional timing. So let us see what is the procedure for patent registration in India. So first of all, write down the invention, whatever your idea or the concept is there, with as much details as possible. First thing is, always I suggest you have to, when you're conducting any experiment, whether it's in chemistry, physics, civil engineering, mechanical, whatever, or in biological, you write down, keep a practice of writing the exact conditions. If you have kept it for stirring, my students, when I ask them, they'll say, sir, I have kept it for stirring. But the moment if I ask how many minutes, sir, maybe 1 hour. What do you mean by maybe 1 hour? Exactly 60 minutes or 50 minutes. What is the RPM? The next question I will ask, what is the revolution per minute? Don't know. So such things, it will be very difficult. Even at the PhD level, our students also committing this mistake. It is because of the lack of awareness, I can say. The thing is, sometimes in some of the experimental part, the time of stirring, I mean the mixing that, what is the RPM level, RPM speed, or what is the laboratory temperature, these are going to play a very crucial role. You may be getting a product today, or it may be for the curing of your concrete itself. I don't want to give any more information because this it's nothing but the nano cement or something like that. So there, actually, when we are mixing the cement initially with a stirrer, mechanical stirrer, exactly 45 seconds or 60 seconds at a particular RPM of 3000 or 4000. So that is going to play a very crucial role. So these are the things, it's a very important. So first you think is you write down keep a habit of writing your experimental part. Then collect all the information about your inventions, like the area of invention, the description of the invention, what it does, how it does, and what is the mechanism, advantages of your invention, how it is different from the already which is existing in the market. So these points to be clearly noted down. Then the step 2, if any relevant drawings are there, any diagrams, any sketches, anything related to that, you can incorporate in your writing itself. Then the step 3 is check whether the invention is patentable subject matter. First part, of course, we are writing down all these things. First, second step we have done. Then we have to check whether it might have been not patented. And I am sitting here in Mangalore currently, but somebody might have done similar work, and he might have got the patent already in Belgaum, or maybe person who is sitting in Uttar Pradesh or Delhi, another person, he might have already done, but here it may not be there. So how I'll come to know? So it needs the searching of the prior art search, which is very much required. So for the prior art search, I strongly recommend you need to take the help of the patent attorneys. So patent attorneys they are legal people who have qualified the IPR related course, and then they have cleared the examination which are conducted by the patent officers across our India, and then they will be given one particular identification number, and they can file patent anywhere in India. It's just like a doctor. Once they clear the MBBS or their post graduation or whatever the degree, doctor or the lawyer, so they will be having a particular code, a particular registration number. Similarly, these patent attorneys also, they will also be having a particular identification number. They are called as patent attorneys. So I suggest you to take the help of the patent attorneys to carry out the prior art search, because it is not simple searching through the Google. They'll be searching through the different software, and technically they'll carry out the searching. So this is very important step, because taking the assistance of the patent attorneys, it is a very important step, I can say. Of course, myself as a professor, as a scientist, as a researcher, I can write the experimental procedure, experimental part, everything. But when it comes to the writing of the patent claims, I'm not the expertise in this. I can write research papers. Hundreds of papers already we have written, published also in internationally reputed journals. But while writing the patent, I don't have the technical knowledge how to write that. It is just like when you are defending yourself in a court on your own. Okay? And in second case, you will be taking a help of you are defending your the same case by taking a help of a legal advisor. There is a lot of difference in defending ourselves as well as defending it through the lawyer, right? Because they know technically what legal points to be provided, in what way it should be defended. So in the similar way for the patents also, you need to take it is better you can take the help of such attorneys. Then patentability search, of course, which I have mentioned. So based on all these 4 points, they will do all these searching, and then they will say whether your work can be patentable or not. If they say yes, then you can go ahead with the filing a patent. Again, you can take that directly also, you can file, but the thing is, if you take the help of attorneys, so they are the technical people, they can help you in all this process, entire stages. Decide whether to go ahead with the patent or not. So again then once it is a green signal is there, then you need to write the draft patent application. So all this draft writing of this one, when you are giving the detailed procedure, detailed experimental part, detailed process, everything related to that your invention, then they will draft the patent and they will send it to you for any technical clarity or any of the doubts, to clear any of the doubt, because they are technically people only in writing the legally how to present. But you are the actual inventor. You may be knowing the exactly why this particular temperature, why not the excess temperature, why this much of RPM, why this particular solvent. So all these things. So they will ask you the clarity they will get the clarity from you or from the inventor, and then they will prepare the draft and they will send the draft to you only. You need to check whether anything which are wrong. Then after that, once the patent is filed in the patent office, and then the patent which gets published, generally after about 18 months. There is also, please remember, patent published means it is not a granted thing. Published patent also, it is just like after a particular time duration, it will come in the public domain, but it is not granted till now. Try to understand the difference. Publication, it is get publishing. It may get rejected also at the later stage. So after publication, then there is an examination also will be there. Okay, so generally about 18 months for the after the filing it will. Then there is also provision for the early publication. For that, additional amount of 8 or 10,000 rupees which need to be paid, so that the publication can be done even in before 18 months. Within 6 months or 8 months, the publication is possible. Then the request for the examination. So all those things will be taken care by the attorney only. So the examination, then the examiner will ask the any doubts, any clarifications or questions related to that. And the attorney will communicate those questions or the clarifications, whatever he is seeking, to the inventor. And as yourself as an inventor, you need to, it is your responsibility to give the answers. Then the attorney will communicate again to the patent office. Then after the clarifying all those objections which are raised by the examiner, then the patent, once you clear all those such objections, then the grant of the patent will be there. And the grant will be done initially for 20 years, then later it will be with the public domain. So filing a copyright application. So copyright is so that's about patent. So any clarifications, any doubts? Any doubts or any clarification in the previous part? Okay, let's move to the copyright application. So all these are under the IPR. So IPR is not only just for the patent. It is for the copyright, patent, designs, and then a trademark, and then a trade secret. So all those things are under the IPR. So copyright is a right which is given by the law to creators of the literary, dramatic, or the musical and artistic work, and producers of the cinematograph, films, and sound recordings. And as per the section 2 of the Copyright Act 1957, the literary work which includes computer programs, tables, and the compilations, including computer databases, source code has also to be supplied along with the application for the registration of a copyright for software products. Why this? What is the scope for the copyright? Filing a copyright. So the original literary, dramatic, musical, and artistic work. The work which is nothing but the ideas expressed in material form. No copyright in ideas or the facts. Similarly, the cinematograph films, the names of the films also can be, which is a copyright only. I remember a few years back, about 8 or 10 years back, someone, I don't remember the name of that person also. He's from Karnataka. He's in the cinema, in this industry only, the film industry. Some producer of the director. Okay, so he had taken copyright on about 300 names, Kannada names. He had taken the copyrights of those names, about 300 names. That means after obtaining the copyright for those 300 names, if any Kannada films or any film which is going to release, so if the name is in his list, then they have to pay the royalty, or they cannot take put that name. Probably that is the reason nowadays in Kannada movies, the names are in a very different way, right? So earlier very meaningful names were there, but nowadays in the recent years, of course other reasons are also there, but so 300 names have been copyright has been taken. The author as a owner of right, that is the exceptions. So in the course of employment, where the employer will be the given the copyright, okay, the employment by a newspaper, magazine, employer has a publishing right, other rights with the author. Suppose a employer in a newspaper or in a magazine, so the copyright, of course, even though he is with the author, he will be having only few rights, but major rights are with the that particular magazine. See, for example, myself, I have given many articles in Kannada also, in Sudha or Taranga, Prajavani, in many such things. So the article which was published by me in Sudha magazine, the same article, because I am the author of that. The photographs also taken by my camera only. So, but the same thing, I cannot send it to the Sudha or other magazine without the approval from the publisher. That is, for example, from the Sudha where it has been published. But for sending the Taranga magazine, I cannot use the same photographs and the same article. I cannot give. I have to change the at least few sentences and this one, the photographs, and then I can send it. I am the author for both, but I have to take a prior approval from the Sudha magazine in such case. So that is the exception. The photograph, painting cinema for valuable consideration, person who pays the money, so they will be given the Copyright Act. Authors as owner of right, exceptions again. The lecture which is delivered in public. So in public, when I am giving the lecture now, this particular one, so the copyright is, this is the my copyright. It will be given to me because I am the person who is delivering. The government work, suppose something government work, then the government, the copyright will be the government. Similarly, public undertaking work, they will be the having. The work of international organization, then that particular international organization will be having the copyright. The author says again the exception, the work of apprentice, suppose in such case, suppose a project student, he or she cannot claim that it is his or her work. The copyright will be with the teacher. Suppose a PhD student, they cannot claim it as a copyright. It will be with their supervisor, that is to the teacher. If a teacher writes a book, then a teacher, because he is employed to teach and but not to write. The question paper, so who are the making the question paper, so copyright will be given to them. Similarly, encyclopedia and dictionary for the editor for the collection. The music under contract by the film producer, it goes to the film producer. And duration of this copyrights, so that is the literary, dramatic, musical and the artistic work published during the lifetime of the author. That means it's about whatever the lifetime, suppose at the whatever the lifetime plus 60 years. Additional 60 years will be given. All other works, that is 60 years from the date of the publication. The next one is trademark. So in industries, this is also very important. In different, any companies, it may be the Godrej, TVS, Telco, or Apple, or Lux, whichever you name any company, commercialize any such companies, so they will be having a trademark. And the trademark, it can be a sign, can be words or the letters or the numbers, the drawings, the designs, pictures, emblem, colors or combination of the colors, shape of the goods, the graphic representation or packaging, or any combination of the above. So that will be considered as trademark. So by that we can immediately say this is this company. Then similarly, the trademarks also can be registered, and here the validity of such a trademarks will be 10 years, and then it can be renewed again. So these are for the marks on the goods or the service, like in the Apple or in the Dell, you can see a particular mark, that is the trademark. On the goods itself they can put, or in the service marks, or in the certification, suppose, where also that trademark can be there, or in the collective marks, well-known marks, or the trade names. See, this is the wool mark. This is the famous, it's a foreign company, wool mark. So it is a certification. It is saying that 100% wool, their product is made up of the 100% wool. So you cannot use the same trademark in any other your products. Then it will be a crime. So these are all the some of the self-explanatory. So either the Make in India, or the State Bank of India, or the Tide, Intel, Bank of Baroda. And of course, now the Vijay Bank is merged with the Bank of Baroda or Bank of Dhanalakshmi. So whatever it may be, it is the immediately one can recognize. That is the trademark of those things. So again, these are the Coca-Cola or the Godrej or the Tolborn, the chocolate. So any such thing. So everywhere the trademark will be there. What is a geographical indication? Geographical indication. Can any one of you give any example quickly? Yes. Any example? Right, maybe 15-20 minutes, or you can meet me afternoon. Huh? Yeah. Can any one of you give an example for geographical indication? So your let me give. So your Belgaum is famous for what?
Kunda, sir.
Kunda.
Any person who visits the Belgaum, any person who is visiting the Belgaum, he may not go to his home back without a Kunda packet, at least a quarter kilo packet,
Yes,
right? So that
yes,
is
sir.
the geographical indication. The Kunda is an example I have given. So this geographical indication, it is an indication which identifies the goods as an it may be the agricultural goods or the natural goods or manufactured goods like Kunda, as originating or manufactured in the territory of the country or a region or a locality in that territory where a given quality, reputation, or other characteristics of such goods is essentially attributable to its geographical origin. Suppose if someone, the same Kunda, if I'm with the, I can see the recipe in the YouTube and I'm manufacturing here, suppose in large scale producing, and if I'm going to sell it in Mangalore with the Kunda, Mangalore Kunda, no one will look at that. The Mysore Pak, right? So that is the geographical origin. So a particular, for any given product, okay, it may be the natural or the manufactured one, which gives, and at a particular location which was manufactured or from a particular, if it is a natural product from particular location, it has a one definite quality, a reputation, and other such characteristics, maybe a particular flavor or a coloring or a taste. So that is under the geographical indication. I don't know whether this has been, the Kunda has been given the geographical indication or not, I'm not sure. Probably somebody might have initiated that and it might have been, but I'm not sure. I hope you got the meaning of the geographical indication.
Yes, sir.
Let me give a few more examples here. Can you see this green brinjal?
Yes, sir.
Probably Dr. Sanjeev must be knowing. This is
Yes, green major. Yes, sir.
So this is, of course, this may be available in Belgaum, the green brinjal.
Yes. Yes, sir. It's available, sir.
But that is actually, this is not the normal green brinjal. This
It's a round shape.
this is particularly, of course, the round shape also it is available, but the taste which you are getting from this particular green brinjal which I have presented, it is cultivated from the Udupi. There is a one village called Mattu. It is on the very near to the seashore, near to the brackish water, brackish river, that village called Mattu. And on that, in the agricultural land of Mattu, this is cultivated. So the taste of that Mattugulla, it is known as Mattugulla. Okay, so that Mattugulla is a geographical indication of this Udupi or in the Mattu. Of course, in Mangalore also we get the same brinjal which is cultivated in Mangalore or the other than the Mattu, that village. The taste is we can identify. We can clearly distinguish the taste. I am not telling the cultivated in Belagavi, we don't go such a far distance. The cultivated in Mangalore, the same brinjal with the same seeds, but you don't get the taste will be different than the brinjal which is cultivated in Mattu. Because probably the certain minerals of that village or in that region, the climatic conditions, so that gives a specific taste for this particular brinjal. So this is a geographical indicator, and already this has been registered, and the same brinjal, the Mattugulla, which is available in this one in Mangalore, it costs about 80 to 100 rupees, and it is with a sticker. Whereas the same other normal green brinjal also you'll get 20, 30, 40 rupees you'll get. The second one, which chili it is? Badge, right? It's a badge chili. It's throughout the India, it is known as, even in abroad also some places, it is known as, it is sold in the name of badge. What is the so speciality in badge? There are hundreds of varieties in India, but still badge has its own market. What is so speciality? It is very red color, but not spicy at all. Isn't it? Long and the reddish without any much spicy. Then what is the other one? I'm sorry that during the lunch hours, I'm giving you all these foodstuffs, nice foodstuffs. Davanagere bedne dosa. Then another one is Alfonso mango. Which Alfonso mango? Apus mango. Means where we take this originality? Ratnagiri Apus. Or you can see the pita, Agra pita. So peda. Here in Mangalore we can make the Dharwad peda, but it is not the same. In Dharwad also there are hundreds of shops. So the duplication of that can be avoided. So it is purely from the commercial point of view. The registration and all, of course, the patent attorneys, they can help in that, even in the rights also. Then this is about, I mentioned about semiconductor integrated circuits, the layout design. Any in electronic equipment, electronic component, electronic device, the integrated circuit, which can also be designed. Okay. So it is particularly to save to protect the interest of that particular company. The trade secret, it may be in the formulations, particularly in pharma or in drug companies, or even in the foodstuff industries. It is a trade secret. While making this Dharwad peda, so they will be using, or maybe the kunda itself, the milk has to be heated at a particular duration with constant stirring with so much amount of sugar and maybe something else. If you put one of the stage or one of the step, then
you lose that originality test. So those are the trade secrets. So that also can be, suppose if you are a employee in that company or in that manufacturing unit, so the trade secret, you are not supposed to, you are being an employee of that, you are not supposed to leak that trade secret. Even once you leave that organization, you are not supposed to do that. Legally, the original company, they can take a legal action against you. So when these are preferred, again, the protection is limited up to 20 years, the trade secret. How to guard the trade secret? Okay, IPR licensing and technology transfer. So again, the related to the IPR only, the technology transfer. So once it is the IPR is registered, or once it is granted, the patent, or once the copyright is granted, then it is like you have a licensing, and then you can commercialize that. You have the copyright indication you have, suppose. Then there is a demand throughout from the India. Then what you can do, since you have the copyright of that or the geographical indicator in your name for that particular product, you can fix a particular price. Okay, you can, if you want this much, 100 kgs of this one, you can sell this, and you pay this much royalty for our organization, or our this one. So that is what the commercializing, licensing and the commercializing. The patents also can be done in the similar way. And thanks to the Dr. Sanjeev and the management of Jain College of Engineering, Belgaum, for this opportunity. Sir C.V. Raman Young Scientist Award from then Honorable Chief Minister of Karnataka, and Professor C.N.R. Rao. So thank you so much. Over to Dr. Sanjay.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir, for your valuable knowledge. Now I would like to ask IIC convener, Dr. Sanjeev Sangmi, sir, for conclusion remark and vote of thanks. Sir, over to you.
Thank you, Fatali, sir. I'm very happy to give the vote of thanks and concluding remarks. So before going to and concluding remarks, some of the highlights of the today's session given by our beloved Professor Dr. Arun M. Isloor, sir. Some of the highlights which I want to convey now is, sir started with the statistics of the global IPR. So right now we are in, India is in 7th position. Of course, China in top around 4 lakhs of applications. So in India, we are in 7th position of around 49,000 filed applications. Some of the what sir suggested is that we need we have to go for some interdisciplinary research for more the insights in Thomas Alva Edison's and how he has done his research. Introduction to the IPR and the nature of IP and history of IP, sir has focused. WIPO, that is World Intellectual Property Organizations. Some of the Indian offices who will take care of the Indian patents that are in Mumbai, Chennai, Kolkata, and Delhi, whom to contact, and how much years of this validity will be there. That is for about 20 years. And what can be patented, that sir has explained. Some of the conditions of the patentability and the grant of the patents. So sir has differentiated between the publication and the grants. And what are not patentable. Sir has taken many examples which are non-patentable. And sir has explained some of the procedures, how to file the patents, what the steps are there. In detail, sir has explained. and how to go for the prior art search. Suppose if you have novelties there, how to go for it. So that sir has explained. Some of the patent applications and some of the copyrights laws. So what is the validity? So it will be there for about a lifetime plus 60 years. Then sir has covered on trademarks, some of the geographical indicators. Thank you, sir, for giving the insights on Muttur Brinjal and Muttugola, and some of the things on Badgi Chilli, Alfonso from Ratnagiri. It was very interesting, sir. And some of the trade secrets, sir has covered.
Also, you forgot.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Trade secrets and licensing of an IP process. So on behalf of Jain College of Engineering, I sincerely thank our beloved Professor Dr. Arun M. Isloor, sir, for accepting our invitation, even during his busy schedule. And thank you very much, sir. I thank our JJI management for their continuous support. I also thank our beloved Principal and Director, Dr. J. Shivakumar, sir, who is inspiration for all of us. He has given a lot of support for conducting all these events. So I must thank our event coordinators, Professor Fateli, Professor Sritej, for conducting this event. I also thank all faculty members and the student members from our institutions and the other institutions for participating in this event. Sir, it was a wonderful session. We definitely look forward to collaborate with my institution, that is NITK. I'm very proud that I am the alumni of that institutions, and it also will definitely collaborate with that for improving the R&D activities in our institutions. Also, I'm very happy to share that, sir, we have successfully established the KSCST IPR cell in our institution, so that we can conduct some of the activities related to the IPR. Thank you, sir. Thank you for your kind support and giving a wonderful session, sir.
Thank you, Dr. Sanjeev and Professor Fateli for this opportunity. So only thing is, when you have the center, so at least the awareness part for the students, you have to conduct regularly, irrespective of any branch.
Yes, sir.
There may be civil engineering, mechanical, or electrical. So all the students compulsorily please see that they will, so that some basic knowledge, the moment when they go out as with a degree of engineering, so they'll be having some knowledge of the IPR. So that could be the motive and the vision from your side. And also, I also suggest you the related to the startup related activities. Also, you can probably your IPR cell, you can take the initiative on that aspect also, because nowadays, again, the more importance is being given from the government also to become entrepreneur. So in that direction also, your students may be given some information on that. Thank
sir,
you.
Definitely, definitely, sir. Definitely, we'll take your word, sir. Definitely, we'll take your word, sir.
Yeah. Thank you are most welcome to NITK Surathkal.
Definitely, sir. Definitely, sir. Definitely, sir. Thank you for your kind support, sir.
Sure. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Sir, thank you very much.
Yes.
Arun, sir.
Namaskar.
Thank you very much, sir. It's very impressive, sir.
Okay.
Nice to hear. I was doing my paper evaluation in the evaluation center. I came outside.
Oh.
Spare 1 hour of time to listen your this thing. It's very good, sir.
Thanks. It's my pleasure. It's my pleasure. So we'll continue with our collaborative work. So
Yes.
Professor Sheshagari is he's a biochemistry senior professor, and he's also dean in the dental college. Sir, I forgot the name of the college. And
Yeah, Royal.
So we are doing some collaborative work. That's what the chemistry and the purely it's a biochemistry and in that direction with for the dental application. So that's what more and more such interdisciplinary research to be encouraged or promoted from yourself, Dr. Sanjeev.
Yes, sir. Definitely, sir. Definitely, we'll take your word, sir.
Yeah.
Yes.
So that the its effect we
Thank
can
you,
see
sir.
5 or 6, 7 years later.
Yes, sir.
It will not fail, but after 6, 7 years later, if at least 25% of the institutions of our country to come forward with this strategy, in next 5 to 6 years, we'll be definitely in the number 1 or in the number 2 position.
Yes.
Okay, thank you once again.
Yes, sir. Thank you very
Thank
much,
you,
sir.
sir.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much.
Sir, with your permission, shall we end up the session?
Yeah, definitely.
Yes. Okay. Thank you, sir. I hope all the participants have enjoyed the session. Thank you for joining the session and supporting the events to become a successful. Thank you, one and all. Okay, I made.